Hello, my name is Lizzie. I'm bringing along origami as a way of encouraging you to take some time out to relax. And I'm thinking of this as coming up to a new year, and what better to do than make a peace dove. So this was designed by Alice Gray, an origamist, and she wanted to encourage peace, and she came up with this beautiful design, and she very much gave it away to encourage people to make a dove and wish for peace. So I'm wishing for peace across the world and also in ourselves as well. So it's a lovely design. Definitely white paper is a good one. So this is a large one, and we're going to make a fairly large one. That's a nice size. You could also add a little thread into the middle and then hang it up, so it could be a lovely decoration. And that's something that I've made and I'm going to enjoy looking at and contemplating. So all you need to do is go and grab yourself some paper, and I'm very gently going to lead you through how to fold your very own peace dove. So grab something to press on that's comfortable, and here goes. Here we go. So we're going to start off by simply making a square. So if you grab a corner, and we're going to bring it over to this side, line it all up. Take your time. I think this one, that piece, we should definitely go nice and slowly. And enjoy the piece of just being you and the paper and a bit of folding. So I've been nice and careful to line it all up perfectly right way through the corner, and I've given a good strong fold, which will definitely help me as well. We're going to get rid of this rectangle. So if we turn it over, and then if you bring this back, so it's all about being exact, taking that time and care, good strong folds, but very much a sense of playfulness and of joy, I think, as well, which origami can bring. It's something we've often done when we were younger with our friends, but as an adult, there's so much you can do as well. So I'm hoping to encourage people of all ages. So we're going to do a little nick there, and if you do hopefully a little nick, that should be all that's needed to get it started to then tear off that strip, like so. There we go. So at this moment you have made a square which is folded along the diagonal. So make sure your square is folded along the diagonal like so. Next we're going to fold it in half along that midway line. So simply taking this point and lining it up with the other. So taking my time. Slowly lead you through this little journey of folds, and a piece dove will emerge at the end. So we folded it in half, nice and exact there. Now it's almost keeping it closed again actually, and we're going to take this point and bring it up to this one, like so. So it's down there, bringing it up, again lining it all up, one point on the other, like so. So it was down there, and I brought it there. Now our next step is to take that point of the triangle, and we're going to bring it up to this line. So we're going to make a sort of horizontal line there. So it's pretty much by eye. You're obviously lining up, but you want to sort of keep it fairly even as well. Try and do this to the camera. There we go. But you want to make sure it's fairly even as well, which I think is just a bit of your own judgment. That's fairly even. Always easier to tell on a solid surface. It's quite thick by now as well. So I've brought it up like that. Now our next step I find quite relaxing actually. It's something about it that's quite satisfying. So we're going to just open it up. Just take it, open it up. And you'll find that there's a triangle there that's emerged. Now you're not going to add in the extra lines, but I simply want you to gently start pushing it in. So we're just changing the direction of that fold, and it means then it can fold in on itself. So pushing it in, and you're left with a fairly flat end like so. There we go. Looks like that. And we're going to do the same thing on the other side. So turning it round, and again matching this point to this point. And just the same as before. And then we're again going to take this outside point and bring it to that bottom line. And it's adding then a little line here. And maybe with time you might decide there's something that you'd really like to learn. I do recommend that as well. Takes a bit of effort, but actually probably the biggest effort is simply just practicing things over and over again, and you'll find it then goes in. So again, it's the same thing, that you're opening this up and you'll see there's a sort of a triangle there. So just gently push it in. You're not adding any extra lines, you're simply reforming, and then it can close like so. There we go. So at the moment, it doesn't really look like a dove, does it? But it's pretty much all there. So let me show you. So these will end up being the wings. They're going to be able to go up there. You see, it might be good for you to just check it out, because that way you know you're the right way up. So this will end up being a tail. This will end up being the wings. Then this is the head. And for the head, I know it feels quite thick, but you just gently push it down in the middle. And when you're happy it's about the right size, then you can bring it down so it sticks down a bit, because you want that little beak. And then you should be able to squeeze on itself. Again, it's a little bit of a judgment. It's not going to be a terribly big head. You can see there. Doves would be. They're not big heads, are they? That's it. So next you can just push up the wing. Look, there's a beautiful wing. Holding that up. And the same thing on the other side. Pushing that up. I think it's such a nice shape. So there we go. And it'd be lovely to get the sort of branching tail of the dove as well. So to do that, it's quite simple actually, but again, it's a nice change of shape. We're going to take this and we're going to line it up there. So it's sort of just halving it really, like so. So it's up here and then lining it up like so. There we go. Up there, down there. Now we're going to reform the shape a bit. So we've got all of the lines there. So opening it up, and we're again going to change the direction of the lines. So you'll find on one side it's already doing the right thing. You want that to stick out, and you're going to do that on the other one. Oh, sometimes it's hard to explain it in words. I guess this is a good way of showing it, flattening it there. So you're flattening it and slightly pushing it down. As it says, this beautiful fan tail. Isn't that lovely? So hopefully, I hope that's worked for you, that you've made a piece of. You could also, if you wanted to hang it, you also need to get it really about the right point. It took me a little bit of experimentation. But if you do want to put a thread, what I've done is I've made a little hole and then I've pushed the thread up from underneath and then tied it. The point to do it so it balances, because if it's up too high it'll be kind of vertical down, it would be that way. So I found sort of about halfway along there, I guess about halfway along the wings there, if you want to do it so it's fairly balanced. And that's going to be a really nice hanging. Or it does in itself just sit beautifully. So I hope that's going to inspire you to find some peace. Thank you.